Before I start the video, I want to give a quick shout out to ThatZeroPlays on YouTube. He's actually the one that brought this to my attention. He was going to keep it to himself, but he, gave me the secret info first. No, he just we talked about this in voice chat last night, and he said that he was building a meme team, and it involved MAJA, trying to wipe with magic. So I was like, you know what? Let me see if that'll work. And so then this video popped out. So this wouldn't have been even made if it wasn't for him, putting the idea into my head. So huge shout out to ThatZeroPlays. I will have a link to his channel in the description if you want to check him out. So without further ado, let's get into the video. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Last Cloudia video. It's going to be a short video, but I wanted to share. Recently, I had been on the arena grind, and as you can see, I am ranked number 3 right now. But I wanted to show, if you see in my party, there's MAJA, and normally you wouldn't bring a mage into the, into the fight for the sake of for actually doing magic damage, but there just so happens to be that people run Swordbreaker, Sword Render, and then Spellbreaker. I believe Swordbreaker is for evading. I believe it's a 30% evade or 40% evade on physical. Sword Render I think is 20%, and then Spellbreaker is a 20% evade to magic. But since everyone, well, not everyone, a lot of people are still using Spell Render for that, the battle start SET. But there are people who are using Sword Render and then Swordbreaker. So they're building to mitigate physical damage or to evade physical damage. So the thing with MAJA is, he's a magic DPS. So it's pretty easy for him to just completely wipe the map, seeing as how his magic is super strong. He's really focused on light or whatever. So a Galaxy just happens to be a map-wide spell that can just take out everyone, because everyone's just built for physical damage reduction. They have no magic resistance, and you can't really resist magic as heavily as you can physical, because physical, you got all those skills that reduce physical damage taken, but for magic we don't really have all that many, if any at all. We've got fast barrier, that's a 20% magic reduction. There's also, I believe there's a magic damage healing, so you can absorb some of the damage, but it won't mitigate it. So there's magic damage healing 1 and 2, but there's no actual reduction aside from barrier, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but anyways, so the thing with the MAJA, he's got human geyser. So most of the units that are in arena are humans, and then you give him special boost. I gave him stun nil just because there are female units like 2B, Theria that run the robe that gives a status ailment whenever they are killed. I forgot what it's called. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It was on the Ogetsu. This one, Sinister Junihito. I'm assuming that's how you say it. So it'll when upon death, it'll apply 2 random ailments to an enemy if they are not nil to it. If you are resistant, there is still a chance that you still will get an ailment to that resistance. But if you're nil, then it won't affect you at all. So I gave MAJA stun nil just because of those units having that. That way he's not stunned after getting a kill, and that's really the only thing that matters, because he is already nil to silence, so you can't silence him. So these two are the main important ones. But let me take him into a fight. We'll look for people that have Swordbreaker, Sword Render, or Spellbreaker. And I've made my team to where I can just farm on auto, because I really don't want to manual farm arena. It's pretty boring, so I kind of just cycle. I mean, there's a lot of people that I can beat using a physical DPS, but it's just after I use Lug. So after Lug uses his S2s to snipe, he like runs into the fray and just gets killed. So it takes a long time for the fights to like win. So for instance, Stubborn, let's see if we can take him out real quick. I'm gonna leave it on auto. I might have to take a little bit of control just because if Gorm casts faster than MAJA and MAJA still wants to cast after him, he's just never gonna be able to cast. So that's one problem that arises in this, but you can overcome it if you happen to have Holy Bolt. You can just use Holy Bolt. So I'll just leave it on auto and see how it goes. Yeah, see, so MAJA is casting Holy Bolt. You'll see it right there. See there? Everybody is built for physical damage reduction to survive physical hits, but nobody, and even if you built again for magic damage resistance or reduction, you just can't because we don't have that many skills. So all you really have is barrier and magic damage healing. As you can see, MAJA just completely wipes the map. It's pretty funny. Although using MAJA this way is limited to only those three formations that I said: Sword Render, Sword Breaker, and then Spell Breaker. Spell Breaker is a 20% to evade magic, and then Spell Render is 40%. So this is, this is much easier. Although you have to cycle, for those particular opponents, but when you do, it's pretty much a guaranteed win. As you can see, MAJA's just having no issue whatsoever. Well, the only real issue is just them outcasting him and him not being able to cast at all. So you can easily fix that by just giving him Holy Bolt. As you see, he's spamming them. He cycles between both. Very nice. I never thought I'd see the day where magic DPS is actually a thing in Arena. Normally you use magic just to stall out, like Blizzard and Galaxy, to just flinch the enemy so they don't do anything. But as you see, MAJA's actually doing DPS and he's just wiping the floor. I'll show my build real quick just so that you guys can see. So his charisma I actually leave on just because I have Ruto and Gorm on taunt builds. So they like the AI, since we're fighting up against AI, so you can manipulate the AI. So I give Ruto and I give Gorm all of the alert stacks, so they go straight for them. And as for the positioning, I put Ruto and Gorm at the top, and I leave MAJA and Theria at the bottom, so that way they don't get sniped. So they're just allured, and then Theria is just there for the heals. I gave Theria the Near collab just for the auto-cast Giga Blazer, just so that Ruto and Gorm can survive longer. You can also use Veldora's Arc. It's from the Slime collab. That also applies Blazer at the start. I gave Ruto Ogetsu just so that the enemies have a harder time healing because of the Spirit Riot. And then Pirate Ship on him. And then MAJA, because he uses the ultimate casting, I give him Forbidden Book to reduce the MP that he needs. This also, it can help with him casting faster and being the first one to cast, but it all comes down to the enemy if they actually have, really high cast speed, and you can't flinch them out of it so that MAJA can get his off. So nothing special with them, just allure and then heal. But let me show you MAJA's. So I leave MAJA's charisma on, all attribute physical damage taken by allies minus 15%. This is great because he automatically casts this. And then with Theria's AI, I'm not sure if it's just my case, but Theria gets a stock of her S2, which reduces the all damage taken by 27%. So Theria auto casts her S2, and then MAJA does his charisma. So that's already 27%, and then 15% reduction in damage that Ruto and Gorm take. So that way MAJA, because MAJA needs time to regen his MP, to do his thing. So that helps them with survivability. And then again, Holy Bolt, just in case that the enemy has really high cast speed and MAJA can't cast at all, you can just spam Holy Bolt. It's still as effective. You know, all the MP ups, just because except for MP1, because we want him to regen MP. You know, Human Geyser, he's got that special boost. Again, Stun Nil, just because of the people that run the one cloth that applies an ailment when they're defeated. Light boost. I had given him light attack raise, but I took it off, and you know, Pose of Honor, so that when he gets kills, he can just restore MP and just keep on spamming Galaxy or Holy Bolt. Sky High, because Galaxy, you know, flinches the enemy in the air, so this is good for damage, and Holy Bolt also raises them in the air, so that's more damage. I gave him Terror Melt and Terror Melt 2. Because the time that it takes for MAJA to regen MP and cast Holy Bolt or Galaxy, the thing with Spell Render is that, as you see right here, boost damage to sorcerers and silence research. So this gives everybody's auto attacks silence research, and I believe it's at 10%. I could be wrong, but I think I saw. Actually, let me look it up real quick, just because I don't want to spread bad information. So give me 1 second. I do have it here. Arena formation, and if it would load, spell render. Regular attacks have a 10% chance to inflict silence per hit. So with that in mind, with everybody going towards Ruto and then going towards Gorm, they are being, you know, within melee range, so they can just auto attack. And then Theria, you know, aside from healing, she just does her auto attack. So all three of them have the chance to apply silence before MAJA can cast his magic, and that usually is the case. They end up applying ailment or silence, you know, as an ailment, so that way MAJA can just do more damage with Terror Melt by the time that he casts his magic. So it's a really great damage boosting. Reject, just so that they don't target him. Theria also has reject, again, just so that they go for Ruto and Gorm. And then we have, you know, all the step high boost, row boost, magic aura, spell linkage, and elemental combo. This is from the Trials of Mana arc collab. So it just ramps up damage because he cycles in between Galaxy and Holy Bolt. So he's constantly gonna be having this 20% and then this 20%. And this is specific actually to a certain magic. So for instance, spell linkage would apply to, like, if he only used Holy Bolt and Holy Bolt and Holy Bolt. So this one kind of gets messed up a little bit just because he has both spells. But elemental combo is actually good because this is a repeat of an attack magic attribute, and since Holy Bolt and Galaxy are both light, this will always be active. Spell linkage not so much, but you can easily just fix that just by taking off either Galaxy or Holy Bolt. I probably would take off Galaxy just because, you know, cast time, and Holy Bolt does just as fine. Magic Aura, you know, more damage. Wisp's time, light magic damage plus 10%. This is on the, I believe it's on the SR arc for the Trials of Mana, or Secret of Mana. Let's see. Yeah, Wisp's time. So, yeah, I mean, it only applies during the daytime, but you know, it's daytime currently. So, yeah, I just wanted to share it real quick. I know it's about 13 minutes. I only showed one fight, but you know, just for the sake of it, let's go ahead and do another one. See if we can find somebody else with those formations. Okay, so Dethrone. Sword Render. I'll just leave it on auto and then just see how it goes. There goes MAJA. See, easily nukes them, especially since they're applying ailments. See, look at that, silenced, and then Terror Melt 1 and 2 just for big extra damage. I believe 2B has like light resistance, so and there he is casting Galaxy. Usually this wipes the map. Yep, look at that. Oh, look at that. Very nice. It's very comfy auto farming. I've actually never done arena as much as I'm doing it now. Granted, I have, you know, better units than I did then, but this is just pretty funny to use and to see. MAJA just wipe the map. So, I'm pretty close. I'll probably push to rank 2. Hopefully I can reach there and stay there. But yeah, I just wanted to show MAJA. Pretty funny. So keep in mind that this only works on the 3 formations that I mentioned. Swordbreaker, Sword Render, and then Spellbreaker. Because everybody, well not everybody, but people use Sword Render and they use Swordbreaker to evade physical and then to reduce physical damage taken. Nobody pays attention to magic, so MAJA really excels in these two. Spellbreaker has a 20% chance to evade magic, but that's not a big deal. I usually don't go for people that have Spell Render because Spell Render, the chance to evade magic is a 40% chance, so that's pretty big compared to the 20%. This is manageable. This is very risky, but these two are really safe to go for. This one is okay. This one's okay. This one I would not recommend, you know, if you were doing this. But yeah, I just wanted to share this. Hopefully you found this interesting, or maybe it opened up a new strat. I know since I started using it, people have also starting to using it against me. So as you can see, MAJA. I don't know what I started. Hopefully, you know, it doesn't change anything, but it's just what I decided to use because I'm too lazy to manually farm arena. But yeah, that'll be it for the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you guys next time.